Jolan True fellow Romulans, my name's Stu, and it is time for Smash or Pass Romulan Ships Edition! Decent start with the lull. I would definitely say smash on this one. I really like how, you know, it's like a mini Dideridex, you know, it's still got the curved double hull look, but much more slimmed down. And I love these extra pods in the you know, under the top part of the wings. You know, it gives it a little more of a utility look. Yeah, smash. Ooh, what is this? The Arcala. I do like this one, smash. Again, it's a similar, you know, setup to the, you know, slimmed down Dideridex look with the double hull, but this one added, you know, the quad cannons in between it, and plus it's a flight. No, it's strike wing escort. They're called strike wing escorts now. So yeah, smash. I like these command warbirds, the Romulan versions of the old command battle cruisers. This one is the Baratan. This one, yeah, smash. Honestly, I would, you know, smash on all three of these. But this one's cool. It's got a bit more definition in like the head portion and in the wings than the other two. Yeah, smash. The old veteran Warbird, I don't know how to pronounce that. Starts with a D. Yeah, smash. I always thought it was cool that with the old veteran hull texture that they made it white with like green highlights on it. I thought that was a really interesting choice. I was a little sad sad that they didn't do that with the T6 version though. That's another one of the command warbirds, the Diu. I'm going to be guessing on a lot of the pronunciations on a lot of these, so bear with me on that. Yeah, smash. A little more refined than the first one, but yeah, smash. See, again, this is another one where it's very much like a slimmed down Dideridex, but this one, pass. I don't like the proportion to the head to the body. It's got like a giant head and a tiny body. It throws me off. Also, don't like the hull texture. Maybe it's just the lighting for this, because a lot of these pictures are from like the ship tailor, and you know, the lighting is historically odd in there, so maybe it's just the lighting, but I don't like it on this ship. Yeah, pass. The Dale, the Dale. Yeah, it's one of the higher tier versions of the Dalen. Yeah, pass on this one. I never really liked these ships. They're weird, they're like weird hunchback warbirds. I'm not into it. Yeah, the Dalen. The Dalen's even worse. It's weird and blocky. I think the lore behind these is that these were supposed to be like the sort of like the Lost Era Warbirds, sort of, you know, kind of like, you know, just after like the early TMP era. Yeah, I don't like it. I feel like they should have gone with something a little more closer to the old Romulan Bird of Prey if they were gonna be doing that kind of thing. This is just bizarre. I don't like it. Pass. Here's the T6 veteran ship, the Danaeus, I think that is Danaeus. Yeah. Like I said, I do kind of miss the white veteran hull, though. With this hull, it does look pretty good still. Smash. Ooh, hard pass. Yeah, this is the Kelra. The Kelra? Yeah. Yeah, this is yeah, the Dideridex is already pretty chunky looking, which I do like that about the Dideridex, but STO's variants have not translated that well, and I don't like this ship at all. I don't know, I just don't like it. I just don't. I don't really know what else to say about it. Yeah, I would much prefer to have the Dideridex, because I mean, the Dideridex is like my favorite like non-Federation ship from Star Trek. And yeah, this is just does not match up in comparison. Same with this one, the Duridthau. Sure, that's how I'm sure that's not how you pronounce that, but there it is. Yeah, again with this, it's just it doesn't match up to the it doesn't live up to the original decks. I mean, I do give them points for trying a little different approach here. Like they kind of curved the double hull a little bit, and they gave it like these two. I guess those are like mini nacelles. I don't know, but it's neat. It's a neat touch, but I don't like it. It's really the head that off puts me on this design. It's not good. Pass. Jeez, another freaking Dyson ship. Pass. I don't care what anyone says about the Dyson ships. How we need a T6 Dyson ship. I know they're so ugly. I don't like them. The big thing that really bugs me about these things is it's the weird mesh of. It's definitely like a Dyson sphere technology, but made into the shape of the relative shape of a ship from each faction. So there's a Klingon one, Federation one, and a Romulan one. Here's the Romulan one. I don't like that design thinking. If you're gonna make a Romulan ship, just make a Romulan ship. Don't make a Romulan Dyson ship. They just look silly. I think if they ever made like an actual full-fledged Solanae ship, you know, like the carrier that you used to be able to get from that one mission where those are introduced, like that would be kind of cool. But yeah, the actual like Dyson Science Destroyers, I don't like these at all. Pass. The Falchion. Insert mandatory. Oh, Falchion Warbird is escaping. Yeah, this pass. I don't like the Scimitar. That's about it. It's a great ship to play in STO, but I've never liked the look of it in STO. Or not just STO. I've never liked the look of it. It's just a weird. It's an ugly ship, and I get it's kind of supposed to be because you know it's the big bad of Star Trek Nemesis, but it bugs me even further that that STO decided to make the Romulan flagship or the Romulan Republic flagship a Scimitar. That never made sense to me, and it's ugly. I don't like it. Pass. See, there's another Scimitar. The T6 versions, they tried to make like more Romulan looking versions of the Scimitar, but they're still Scimitars. It's pass. The Gallus. These are the multi-mission science ships. This is meant to be like one of the Romulan version of the Vestas, the T6 Vestas. I do like these ships, though I'd pass on this one. I don't like this hull material, really. It's just, I know this is one of the hull materials that the Romulans can use. I never like this brown one. Romulan ships should be green. The Haakona. I do like this one just because of how ridiculous. You know what? Yeah, screw it. Smash. Because I like it because the design is so bonkers. It's just 4 wings spread out as widely as possible. I mean, I like the original Hapax better, but this, yeah, I've always liked this ship. Smash. Speaking of the original Hapax, yeah, you can tell I like this ship because I use one of my own screenshots instead of finding one off of the wiki. Yeah, smash. Honestly, this is one of those ships I always felt made a much better option as the Romulan flagship instead of a Scimitar. Like this or like something like the Vastam would have been a much better choice. Yeah, I've always liked this ship. It's cool looking. It's got the, you know, it's a departure from the Dare decks, you know, so it doesn't have like the double hull thing, but they've got like the double wings, so it's got like the big wings up top and then like the smaller ones down bottom. And I love the idea that the ship could separate too. I always thought that was kind of a cool thing, which they do incorporate into a console, which I actually think that's the one that comes off the Haakona. It's like a trimmed down multi-vector assault mode, where because you can command either one. And I always thought it was such a cool console. It's so fun to play as, even though it's functionally in Star Trek Online it's so stupid, but it's fun to do. Okay, the Hafei. Okay, the fact that STO also made the 2 halves of the Hapax individual ships, I always thought that was hilarious because It's like, why? Like, at this point, why don't we have, like, you know, individual ships that are just like the Saucer of the Galaxy class, or you know, one of the sections of the Prometheus. Obviously they're probably not going to do that, but I thought that was funny that they did it with this Romulan ship, which I guess since it's an original design, they can kind of afford to do that and give it more detail to look like a complete ship, even when it's not the complete ship. Because I guess they kind of did that with the Odyssey too, because there is a playable version of the Aquarius too, which is just, you know, the back end of an Odyssey class. So I guess they've done that before, so why not do it again? Yeah, here's the Hanam. That's just the top of the Hapax. Yeah. Actually, I forgot to say, smash on this one, because I always thought this would look really good as an individual ship on its own. This one, though, as the top half just looks incomplete without the bottom, but the bottom definitely looks like a whole ship. You know, this is definitely like a smaller, more agile, more tactical focused ship. But yeah, the Hanam, or the top half of the Hapax, is just like, where are my legs? That's all that looks like. So pass on that. Now, this was kind of a cool idea. I know I said pass on the Delenn and the other whatever the other one was called, but the Hathos, I thought this was a cool approach. Instead of doing just another Romulan version of this, they decided to make one that was more Reman inspired, because, you know, the Scimitar is technically a Reman ship. The lore on that is a bit confusing, because they don't really explain it in Star Trek Nemesis, beyond the fact that, you know, just a line where Shinzon says where they built the Scimitar in secret, but there's been like a bunch of beta canon where it says like the Tal Shiar were secretly developing it and then they stole it. I don't know what the story is there, but the idea that there is a bunch of Reman ships as well, I thought was a really cool idea. Just, you know, just for the sake of the Reman players, you know, give them something to have that's just not just them using Romulan ships, that the Remans have their own ships. I thought that was a cool idea. I kind of wish they would do more of that too. Like, you know, in my my legendary ships wish list, I think a cool idea would be to do like a Reman version of the Valdor, or the Mogai. Because, you know, what's his name? Obasek. Obasek's flagship is a variant of the Mogai, so just having like an actual like Reman version of the Mogai, I think that would be cool to make, like, you know, and kind of retcon his ship into that. That'd be kind of a neat idea. And honestly, this just looks better in this aesthetic than the actual Romulan aesthetic that they made for the earlier versions. So, yeah, what am I saying? Smash! Smash on this one. The pilot Warbirds. Honestly, these have never made a strong impression on me. Otherwise, I don't hate them enough to say pass, but I don't like them enough to say smash. So at that point, it just ends up being a pass, I guess. So yeah, pass. They're neat ships, but they don't have enough of what I like about Romulan aesthetic to be like, oh yeah, go for it. So yeah, definitely pass on this one. The Kara. This is the one with the console. Yeah, I miss it. No, this was the T6 version. Never mind. This one doesn't have the console. This one has the other console that the Galaxy Dreadnought T6 has. So that's totally unrelated to this video. But yeah, smash again. Just the ridiculous, the four wings sticking out in every direction. I find it amusing. Like, 'cause I still prefer the original Hapax, but this I do love seeing it. Smash. Again, another pilot Warbird. This one I like even less than the other one, because the wings are all like scrunched up. It gives me more like bug impressions than bird. Like it looks like a creepy crawly thing. Like the wings are gonna come apart into like a bunch of different legs, and it's just gonna like crawl away. Ugh. Yeah, pass. The Kohler, yeah, again, using one of my own screenshots, so you know I like this one. So smash, because I mean, this is a good looking ship. I really love this thing. Like the kind of the fins on top of the wings. I always thought that was kind of a cool touch. It gives it kind of like a hot rod feel. And plus, the Temporal warships just genuinely fun to play too. So yeah, 100% smash. Ugh, no, another freaking Scimitar, pass. Oh, the Leosa. I always liked this one. This is such a great idea for like a science-focused Romulan Warbird. Because, you know, in TNG, they only had the Romulan science ship in TNG. It was literally just the scout ship with, like, they changed the body and added that, like, weird fin pod thing at the back. I always thought that was kind of stupid, but, you know, TV show budgets, what can you do? But, you know, here they flesh it out into a full-fledged ship for, you know, the 2409 era. So we've got kind of the pod in the back. That's definitely like an homage to the original TNG science ship, but everything else, that's just its own ship. And honestly, it's a really cool ship. So yeah, smash. Just wish I had better stats. The Malum. This is another one. Yeah, smash, because I love that it's basically just like the old Enterprise era Romulan bird of prey, but they smashed smashed a little head on it. So I always thought it was a cool thing, because there's video games and other like fan designs. I think it started with like the old FASA designs, where they had these like TMP era Romulan birds of prey, where they were obviously an evolution of the original series bird of prey, but you know, the designs were more blocky, you know, very TMP era blocky. And one of the things they did was they added a head onto the front of the ship, which kind of gave you an impression that, you know, it was an evolution toward the next gen era, whereas, you know, the Derridex prominently features a head portion on the ship, and this is kind of like that same thinking, where you put a little head on the bird of prey, and it's one step closer to the Derridex. The Morrigu. Honestly, I'm going to say pass on this one, but only because, again, I would rather just have the Mogai. The Mogai is cool, it's sleek, and this is just, honestly, I feel like, someone who's hasn't watched Nemesis like 14 times probably wouldn't even be able to tell this and the Mogai apart. So this really doesn't have anything that sets it apart, in my opinion. So pass. Oh god, the old Miracle Worker Warbirds. These things are so ugly. Oh my god. Oh my god. It's funny because Miracle Worker seating is one of my favorite things in Star Trek Online, because I really like energy weapon builds. But I never got to play around with Miracle Worker seating until well after it was introduced into the game, because for the longest time, the only ships that had Miracle Worker were the original 9 Miracle Worker cruisers. And they're all hideous. It's funny to me, but yeah, hard pass on this one. Holy crap. Okay, I know what I said earlier about the pilot Warbirds. This is the only one I kind of like. It's mostly like, I don't know, the really sharp head portion along with like the really sharp wings. This one does a better job of actually looking like a Romulan Warbird, more so than the other two. I don't know, honestly, I feel like this shouldn't have been like a ship, though. This should have been like a fighter, you know, like a small craft or a pet. Not enough for me to say smash, though, so pass. The Ronadair. Not great stats, just because, you know, carriers, they have their problems, but these support carriers, all of them, they are so gorgeous. They are such good looking ships. I love them so much. And this one in particular, I have actually had a ton of fun in. In fact, I have a build video for this too, where it's my I call it my Romulan carrier build, my Romulan carrier group theme build. And yeah, this is a beautiful ship, and I have a ton of fun of it. And because I like pet builds. And I like pretty ships, so smash. Oh god, how many times do I have to say it? No, Scimitar's bad, gross, bleh. The Sumar honestly, yeah, smash on this one. This is a cool design. Again, it's another slimmed down Dideridex, but this one made for like the, what was it, 27th century that these come from. This is meant to be like the Romulan version of the Vern. Yeah, I do like how it almost kind of emulates the shape of the Vern too, or the Wells, which is the original Tier 5 version. So it's kind of, you know, it's pointy in the front, and it's kind of got like wings too, which obviously wings are kind of a trademark of Romulan and Klingon design too. But yeah, it works here because they made like the front of these, they're basically just like giant Bussard collectors, I think, which I thought was kind of an interesting touch because Romulan Bussard collectors are often really small. Like you look at the Dideridex, the front end of those nacelles. Yeah, there's just like this little green glow, and this it's just huge. So yeah, smash. Again, I know I said I do like these multi-mission science warbirds, but like my gripe with the first one was the hull pattern. But with this one, I don't like the gap in the ring, and I don't like the head either. It's kind of weird shaped too. So like, I don't know, this is just one of those ships where it's much more fun to kit bash it than anything else, because like none of the original designs are like huge winners. At least in the first two. I don't know. We'll see about the third. We'll see how I feel about the third one. Oh, speaking of, there's the third one. Yeah, honestly, this one I do like. This one is like pretty much what you want out of one of these, in my opinion. You know, the more sleek looking head and body with the full ring. I love the full ring too. It kind of goes back to, you know, the Vulcan design. So it kind of gives you sort of a lineage to Vulcan designed ships, because, you know, the Vulcans, they had the rings for their warp nacelles. I guess it wouldn't be in the nacelle. Their warp engines were a ring, and this kind of gives an homage to that, because it's not in this picture, but in the center of the ring is a singularity, and as we all know, Romulans use an artificial singularity to power their ships. And yeah, the idea of the exposed singularity, I always thought that looked cool. I mean, physics-wise, it's probably an insanely stupid idea, because you're basically just like, look at my black hole, shoot here. That's a horrible way to phrase that, but you know what I mean. Oh god, Augie's gonna have a field day with that one. Anyway, smash. Smash on this one. It's a good-looking ship. Oh no. Okay, yeah. Okay, this one, the Tal Shiar adapted scimitar. This is it's still butt ugly like all the other scimitars, but it's supposed to be, if you know what I mean, because it's adapted from Borg technology, like those other Tal Shiar ships, and yeah. I mean, it's not enough to say it's not enough for me to say smash on it, but it's certainly it's certainly a way to make me think that this is a better design, because it's, again, that's supposed to be ugly thinking, where it's because it's, you know, just got a bunch of Borg tech slapped on it. You know, it's basically a scimitar with design elements from the Narada from the first J.J. Abrams movie. Yeah, no, still pass. What's this one called? The Talora. Honestly, smash on this one. I do like this one because this is the mirror version of the Sumor, and going with the red hull texture I thought was a really interesting choice, and I think that would be cool to do with other like mirror universe Romulan ships if we do ever get the chance to see mirror universe Romulan ships. Fingers crossed on that one. Yeah, just it's a red Sumor. Smash. Here we go. Another Miracle Worker Warbird. This one's even worse because it uses that ugly brown hull texture. Yeah. I do give it points. I do like the more spread out wings than the weird, like, droopy wings of the first one, but yeah, pass. The Thray. This one I actually really like. So smash. It's a TOS to Dideridex, like you say, because it's like it's still got like the rounded like saucer section of that you can kind of see on the original Talis. as well as, you know, the obvious Warbird paint job on the bottom and the gray hull texture, but it's got the double hull of the Dideridex, giving you a, you know, much more stronger impression of the design lineage of the Romulans. This may be a little early to introduce a Dideridex precursor, but I don't care. It looks cool, and, you know, it does make kind of a sense cool, because it does make a bit of sense too for this, because, I mean, these were meant to be dreadnought prototypes, so calling them prototype dreadnoughts, you know, so this, the Atlas, the D9, it always gave me the impression that canonically there'd probably only be one of them, despite the fact that we see multiples of both of the Klingon and Romulan versions throughout STO. Lore-wise, I feel like it makes more sense that there would only be either one or just like a small handful of them. I don't know. I'm just, you know, headcanoning at this point. But yeah, smash. The Talaru, that's an interesting ship, because this is the only example of a Romulan ship that we have from the Kelvin timeline that isn't, you know, tricked out with a bunch of Borg tech. Because technically, even the what's it called? Technically, even the Narada isn't a Kelvin timeline ship, because that travels back in time from the Prime timeline, and ends up creating the divergence into the Kelvin timeline. So yeah, this is kind of our only example of Romulan aesthetic from the altered Kelvin timeline. It looks really great from this end. I loved the big impulse engines and the glowy green bits all over the place, and the much more aggressive style to the whole ship, at least on this end. But if you look at the front end, it's just a big opening in the front, which I guess they contributed to that being that it's a carrier, so I guess that's where the hangar bay is, I guess, but it still doesn't make any sense why it's just this big open maw in the front of the ship. It's basically just a big thing that says shoot here in my head, and it's just like, it looks incomplete and it bothers me. So yeah, pass. Oh, here we go. Another Scimitar. This one a little special though, because this is the one that they used for the Lisette, the actual Romulan Republic flagship. Which again, why would they use a Scimitar as the Romulan flagship for the Romulan Republic? Because, I mean, one, this thing is meant to be. This isn't so much a ship as it is a WMD with warp nacelles and wings, because the freaking Thalaron radiation core gives it the ability to basically destroy the entire population of a planet, and that is ridiculous to use as your flagship, especially for a fledgling state like the Romulan Republic. Because for one, how would they have the resources to build something that big and powerful? And even assuming they had those resources, the Klingons and Federation would never allow them to build a WMD in the first place. That would be insane. It bothers me so much. And seriously, why didn't they just use why didn't they just use a more Romulan model? It bothers me. It bothers me so much. Pass. The Valdor class. Okay, this one, I like this one better than the Morrigu, because this one actually has a distinct aesthetic to its own. But again, I prefer the original Mogai. Yeah, pass. Oh, the Vulcus. This one, I mean, we all know the Vulcus at this point. Even people not that familiar with Romulan ships have probably seen this thing flying around somewhere, because, I mean, it's hard to miss. It's this big freaking flat bird that's like almost the circumference of Deep Space Nine, which, I mean, in STO is saying something, because in STO DS9 is freaking huge. Yeah, I love this ship. The gigantic wings, the little head, the exposed singularity in the back. Yeah, 100% smash. I love this thing. I actually have this ship, but it's on a character that I hardly play anymore, which makes me sad, because I do love this ship. This ship, however, I do not love because this is another freaking miracle worker warbird. Pass. These are all three of these are just all 9 of these. I'm including the Fed and the KDF versions too. God, these ships were all so ugly, and I do feel a little bad for rubbing that point in so hard because I'm sure the ship art team worked really hard on these, but oh my god, I don't like them at all. Pass. Oh, now there's a ship I like. The Vestam. Yeah, like I already said I like the other 2 Romulan command battle cruisers or command warbirds, and this one I really like. Yeah, I like the swept back wing, so it gives it a much more sleek look to it. I like the more narrow head. It gives it a little more of an aggressive look. Honestly, I wish this was the Romulan Republic flagship. This would be in my brain. This makes a much better candidate for the Lisette than the Scimitar ever did. 100% smash. This has been Smash or Pass Romulan Ships Edition. Hope you had a fun time. Not much else to say at this point. I'm sure things got plenty weird. I don't know how much yet because I actually filmed these intro and outro sequences separately from the big middle part. Anyway, be sure to let me know what you thought in the comments down below, and while you're down there, be sure to like and subscribe and hit that bell for notifications. If you'd like to further support the channel, be sure to hit that join button or the super thanks button, or find the link to the merch store in the description. Either way, thank you so much for watching. My name's Stu, and I will see you guys next time.